Hi everybody, it's Doug here, Doug Mystic Guy on Board Game Geek. Still playing a Touch of Evil, Dark Gothic deck building game. This is our second episode. I'm not going to take it beyond this episode. Either we win or lose in this, or we don't. But I think this next episode will give you enough of the feel of the game to let you know whether or not you like it. It wasn't my intent to do a full playthrough. Sometimes deck building games don't do well. They're not as entertaining as some other games might be in a playthrough, but this is a good game. And I'm enjoying it, but I hope you are too. So anyway, let's get going. Just to recap, we are fighting currently against the Creeping Terror, who has a global ability that anytime an ally enters the center line... Ooh, we got to... It's not when they enter play, it's when they enter the center line. I made a mistake on that, so I got to remember that. These guys are an ally, so I should be rolling for them. In fact, let's do that now, just to catch up. And it was a skull. On the, destroy it. So these guys actually didn't make it. The Creeping Terror got them first, and it's replaced by another ally, Franklin, the big dog, who we will have to roll for as well. And we rolled a 4 that time, so nothing. The other thing that he does, this guy does, is when you fight him, you may acquire any one ally from the crypt. Well, the crypt is where the destroyed cards go. So everything that he kills can be recovered if we fight him and defeat him. He's basically probably holding them captive in his bog lair or whatever. But we were about to get on with Katrina Clark's turn, so let's get to that and see what she's going to do. So Katrina Clark, the super hot highway girl person, is going to do some cool stuff. Let's see what she's got in her hand here. She has got an honor, which allows her to draw a card, so she'll probably play that first. She's got her minion, which gives her a generic point as well, a cunning point, another cunning point, a spirit point, and her doctor. Now when we roll to play the doctor, it says you may take a number of random cards from your discard pile into your hand on this roll. That's his what we do. That's what happens when we play him. It doesn't give her any stats or anything. So I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to play the honor card. So I'm going to put that down in front of her. She plays the honor card, which allows her to draw another card from her hand. She gets a strength of spirit. And then we're going to play the doctor. Now we already acquired that terrible dark secret card, which is in her deck. Well, she got rid of the dark secret card and took a shocking discovery card, which is in her deck. So we're going to roll to see how many cards she can draw. 2. So she gets to draw... Oh, from her discard pile, which she doesn't have any yet, so that's not going to help her. So the doctor didn't help her. She's just going to end up being discarded. But she does have 2 generic colored... let's see if there's something that we can do with this. So we need 3. Well, we can get another Sandman. Let's see what else. Let's go to the middle row and focus on that for a moment. So here's the middle row. This is the stuff she can defeat, buy, and acquire, and do all that good stuff. With her current stats, she could get the finding the lair, because she can use her 2 spirit in one of the... Well, no, she couldn't even do that. So she cannot do this one either. Really, she's got a choice of this. That's really the only one she can get right now. Or this one. I guess she could do this and get this minion to the Spectre. Either way, just different stats. So she's got, right now, she currently has 2 colorless or honor points right now. The one she has from her Sandman and the one from her honor card. So she can use those for any color. So she can kill 2 things in the middle row. So with these 2 cards and her Sandman, these ones, she will take out the Spectre, which will go in her discard pile. Too bad we didn't have the Doctor for next round. And then with her honor point here and 2 cunning, she's going to take out... Well, before we do that, let's draw the next card, because they always come out immediately. Oh, God, that would have been nice. Lord Hambrook, who is another ally. You know what that means. We have to roll the die for the ongoing ability, the global ability of the Creeper. A 3, so he is still in the center row and can be taken. But then for her next, she's going to use this as a cunning and spend these 2 cunning, and she will kill the Sandman, which will go into her deck. She will simply discard the Doctor for now. The Doctor didn't do her any particular good. And we'll draw another card, which is going to be another Spectre that goes out into the middle row. And that will end Katarina's turn. Now we're going to go on to Carl. Now remember, Carl here has this ability. He always has one combat point available to him. And what has he got here? He's got 2 combat, 4 spirit, a honor, and a gear that can be one or the other, a combat or cunning. So first off, as normal, we're going to play the honor card so that he can get a card draw, which gives him the ghosts. This says draw a card. You may then destroy a card in your hand or discard pile. Does he want to destroy anything in his hand or discard pile? Well, not really, but it says you may. So he does get to draw a card, though. So he's going to play that so he can at least draw a card. Maybe. Well, you know what? These will clog our hand over time. But what can he do something good with that? Let's think about it for a minute. So right now he's got one honor point to spend, which can represent any color. He could get, yeah, he can get that Lord Handbrook ally. How would he do that? Well, Lord Handbrook, up here in the corner, takes 2 combat, 2 spirit, and 2 cunning. So he's got 2 combat right there with his special ability. That's this 2 combat. With this, he's got his 2 spirit, and with this plus his honor point, he has his 2 cunning, leaving him with these 3 cards. So maybe, I think he will destroy one of those using his ghost soldiers, and he will then, he still has these points left, so 3 points total. He's going to first pick up Lord Handbrook, which it says when you acquire this card, also take a dark secret. So he's got to take one of these cards into his discard pile, where it says if this card is in your hand during a turn, it must be played before any other card. So we're going to drop that in his discards, but he's also going to spend these 3 points to replace the one that he destroyed with a 2-point card instead, and that will complete his turn. That's a pretty big turn for him. We should have drawn Katarina's cards already, but that's okay, not a big deal. We're going to draw his though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That leaves 2 cards left in his current draw deck. He's got 1 strength, 2 strength. Oh, his location, he gets to play that next turn. That's awesome. Another starting card with strength of cunning, and strength of spirit. So he's got kind of a weak hand next turn, but he does have his first location he's going to get to put out in front of him. Let's go back to Katarina. For that, I did have to replace the card that he took, the Lord Handbrook card he took, and he gets there another flintlock pistol in the row there. Okay, Katarina, what is she going to do? She's got to draw her hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's her hand. And let's see, she's got 2 strength, 2 combat, 2, 3 cunning, another combat. So she's got 1, 2, 3, 4 cunning and 4 strength and 3 cunning. What can she do in the center row with that? Not a whole heck of a lot, actually. But this is in the center row, so she could buy this for 2 of her strength points. So let's do that. We're going to spend 2 of her strength. Boom, that's spent. We take the flintlock pistol that was in the center row, put it in her discard pile. We draw another card for the center line. It's knocked away. It's an event. That's good because she can get that. So she's going to then take her 2 cunning points, which is what it costs for that knocked away card, and she'll take that one. That one says discard knocked away and destroy a card in your hand or discard pile to block, ignore, strike, or fight effect, or draw a card. That's a pretty good card. What comes out after that? Murder of Crows, which if you kill it gives you 1 generic point, but I think she's going to use her 3 remaining cards to get herself a strength of a training intuitive hunch spirit. So she has a little more rounded set of cards. Now she only has well, no, she's got plenty. So let's draw her next hand, and that'll end her turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She's good there. She's only got 2 cards left now, but she has an intuitive hunch. Her dark storm is going to come into play. Ghosts in the Fog. That's a pretty good card for her. Her honor, strength, and the old axe. Okay, let's move on to another turn for Carl. Okay, well the first thing Carl's going to do is play his abandoned keep card, That's going to go right underneath his player board, or his player card. Oh, by the way, I did want to say something. Flying Frog, this is very unusual for you. These warped. They're warping on my table for some reason. They didn't come out of the box that way, but I guess you know, I live in Austin. It's kind of humid. Maybe that's why. I don't know. These are not the normal thick stock that they use in games, but it's still fine. Anyway, the card is played down for the Abandoned Keep, and that gives him he still gets to use one of those points, but he also gets 1, 2 strength, 2 cunning, and a spirit. So basically, well, he got two of any. He can do the finding the layer with 2 of any. So, and then 3 cunning. So he's got 2 cunning here, plus he can use his Abandoned Keep to give him 3 cunning to get this card here, and then he'll use 2 of his strength to round that out. So that's going to give him a 2 spirit and give him an additional 2 towards fighting a villain. So if he attacks a villain, he happens to have this in his hand, he's in good shape. And this last spirit card he'll just burn into his discard pile. But he does also get, another Abandoned Keep has come out. So that's going to go in the center line. He's currently only got 2 cards, so let me shuffle. I'm going to shuffle off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, I shuffled his deck there, Carl's, but he needs to get 4 more cards. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now he's got his 6-card hand, which consists of a 1 point strength, 1 point cunning, his dark secret. So he's going to end up with a shocking discovery this turn, his intuitive hunch, his finding the layer came out, and his ghost minions, which allows him to, you can destroy a card from your hand or discard pile. You know what's going to be his discard pile? His shocking discovery. So we may be able to do that, but that's going to be his hand. Now we're going to go back to Katarina. Now what sucks for Carl here is this, because she has to play this turn, this Dark Storm. All heroes must discard from play any cards that they have that are listed as remains in play, which happens to be Carl's Abandoned Keep. So she's going to play that down in front of her, and Carl says, darn you, Katarina, now I have to get rid of this card into my discard pile, which he does. Then she's got some things to do. She has a Remains in Play card, but she hasn't played it yet. So she put that down first. It doesn't say you have to put them down in any specific order, but typically I believe you have to play these ones first, these bad ones down here, like this this one, the Dark Storm, first. And then she will play this one and to her Remains in Play. It says once per turn roll the Omen die. On a roll of a skull you gain 1 spirit. So that goes down in front of her permanently until another card comes up that takes it away. And she's got currently then 2 spirit. Her axe can be spirit or combat. Her 1 guile and 1 honor card, which will allow her to draw 1 more card from her stack. It's 2 strength, so now she's got potentially quite a bit of strength, but not enough to kill any of the biggest, baddest guys out there, or get the armory. But what can she do? Let's see, 2. She got 2 there. She got 3, 4. She got 4 strength and guile. No, not enough guile or cunning. She can kill the Murder of Crows with 2 strength. So I think she'll spend that. You know what she can do? She can defeat this. She can fight them for 1 of each. And this is the generic Hungry Dead. You may destroy a card you have played this turn or a card from the center aisle. She played her Dark Storm. So I think she's going to play... yeah, we'll use these 3 cards. This will represent her strength. This will, and 1 of each, and this will have to represent her spirit. So she'll discard those, and she will kill the Hungry Dead in order to get rid of this card, which is destroyed. So that got rid of her shocking discovery rather quickly, and something she needed to do. But she does have now this left over. She can still do, well, I think she'll do the Murder of Crows, even though it's only 1 point, is more versatile because it can be any color. Instead, she could take a 2-point card with these 3. Yeah, let's do this. Let's burn the 2-pointer and just get rid of the old axe for now. And we'll defeat the murder of crows, and that will all go into her discard pile. Now we're going to draw another card. It is a Trial of Death. It's an event. So if you defeat it, it takes 3 cunning and 2 of any color. You then can play it for 2 cunning, and you gain an additional 2 towards fighting a villain. That's going to be out on the table. And then next we're going to go to, well, actually we have to shuffle up Katarina's cards, and I'll do that off camera, and I'll show you what her new hand's going to be. Okay, she still had 1 card left in her draw deck, but here's her next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Let's see what she got. She got her Brilliant Deduction, her minion, the Sandman, 1 point fight, her event knocked away, and 2 honor. That's not too bad. Let's see what she can do with that next turn, but now we're going to go on to Carl. So I've been hoping that we could get to one of the villains. By the way, I did want to show you this ally that came out. We didn't really go over him in detail, this Franklin ally. He's a dog. He requires 5 spirit. Gives you 2 generic ones, but he also says you can reveal a hand. You can reveal him from your hand to block, which would allow you to ignore a strike or fight effect. It's pretty cool. Anyway, what do we got? Well, you know what we really need to do is first, obviously, play this. This gets destroyed, by the way, when we play it, so it goes away, but we get a new shocking discovery. What does this one do? Which will go in his discard pile. You must destroy a card from your hand with an investigation value of 1 or higher. Okay, that's in his discards. It'll come out sometime later. And what has he got? He's got the ghosts. He can destroy a card from his hand or discard pile. I don't know. Do you think it's fair that I immediately destroy the little secret? According to this, I can. Well, you know what? I'm going to do it. He plays his ghost soldiers. I mean, he defeated them, right? And he's going to destroy this little secret before it ever bothers him. I wonder if that happens a lot. I should look that up. I want to make sure you can actually destroy those, because I've destroyed 2 now. I don't see anything that says you can't, but just to be sure, I'm going to check. There is absolutely nothing in the rules that suggests that you can't do that, so we did it. But that does leave him 4, almost enough to get Franklin, but not quite enough. 4 spirit, and then 2 strength, and 1. Well, he's got 2 strength, so what can he do with that? Not much. Well, no, he can't do a whole lot with this. This is not going to be his best turn. So, well, what he can do is he's going to use 3 points here, 3 of the 4 points here, and then these other 2 to make a total of 2, 4, 6 points to gain 2, the +2 bonus cards. Since we're trying to defeat some big strength cards, he's going to take another 2-point strength card to his discard, and another, what else would he need? Another 2-point spirit card, because that's going to help us defeat the villain. That goes in his discard pile, and so did the rest of his cards there, including his ghost soldiers that have been very helpful so far. And he draws up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see what he gets. A 1, 2 spirit, another combat, another combat. Yeah, you definitely have to call these quick from. See how they're clogging his hand with not very valuable cards. He's got basically 4 strength and 3 spirit to do something with next turn. Not going to be enough for him to take on anything really nasty. Let's go back to Katarina now. So, kind of hoping to play until we at least reveal our next villain and destroy him, but nobody's had the ability to do that so far. So, we do have 2 honors, so she's going to play those 2, even though she's going to get the 2 points from it as well still, and she gets these 2. So, this is good, because now she's got 3, 4, 5. She does have 5 strength right now. Let's say we use all those for strength. Her 2 honor cards and this are 3 strength points for her. Then she uses this as a strength point and this as a strength point. Now, no, she's still missing. I was trying to see if she could defeat the creeping terror, our villain, but as you can see, she's missing the 1 point of cunning that she needs. So that's not, well, no, she's not. She's missing the 2 points of spirit that we need. That's what she's missing. Can she get anything in the center line with that specific setup? Well, she can get the abandoned keep that's in the center line. Let's go to the center line and look, since she can't kill the main villain. Now keep in mind that when I said those strength points are there, only one of them is actually a strength point. The other 4 are generic. So we got to think about those as generic points. We got 4 generic points. She can also use this card. She's not going to use it to do this part because she can't defeat the Ghastly Stalker. So she's going to use it to draw a card. Oh, and she also gets her minion that's in the middle of the table. So she got a cunning point, another cunning point. That gives her 5 there as well. But we do have to roll a die for her ongoing card, which is this one. I'm going to put this in the discard pile just to show that it was used. But she's got this one ongoing. If I roll a skull, it remains in play and gives her, well, it always remains in play, but it gives her 1 spirit point. She actually rolled a skull. That's pretty cool. So she's got 1 spirit point. That doesn't really help her solve the problem of the creeper, or the creeping terror or villain, but she can, with all of this, see 1, 2, 3, and 4. If she makes those spirit and uses the one from her Ghost in the Fog that gives her a spirit card, that will be 5, and she can get Franklin, the old hound, which is a good card. So I believe that's what she's going to do. So she used all of that to get Franklin. That still leaves her with 1 strength and a bunch of cunning. But let's see what comes out onto the table next. Ooh, a dueling saber, which is gear, gives you 1 strength and says if you defeat 1 or more minions, a villain or a villainous turn, acquire an honor. So you can get an extra honor card. That's pretty good. She can actually buy that if she wants to, because she still has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points left toward that generic card there. Or she could spend some more and get some 2-point cards in her hand. That gear is actually only worth 1. The dueling saber. You know what though? Let's do that. So we're going to take 3. There's 4. We'll count them. They don't need to be of any specific color. She can discard those and pick up the dueling saber. That will put this into the center. The Night Terror. It's a minion, demon. It says strike. Each other hero must reveal their hand and discard any allies. That's not good. That hurts the other players, but he's kind of tough with a 4 and a 2. He goes in the middle row. All we have left is this 2-point training card. She's just simply going to discard that. And it's going to end her turn, and we'll draw up 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let's see what her hand looks like this turn. She's got the axe. That's good. Her doctor might be helpful, because she can take a number of random cards from her discard pile, and it's quite full right now. Minion, strength, and cunning, all 1 points. Yeah, definitely need to get some of those out of our hand. Let's move on to Carl. Okay, Carl, remember, Carl had a really uncool hand here. He's got 4, so 5 strength total, and 3 spirit. And if you look at what we have in the middle row, that doesn't help us a whole heck of a lot. Well, he can use the 3 spirit to take down the minion. Meh. Why not? We'll do that. So he's going to use these 3 to take down the minion. The Spectre, which will give him 1 point of honor, and that'll go in his discard pile. We're going to draw a new card. Maybe this will be helpful. Town Secrets, an event. It says there's a mystery. Strike. Each hero must acquire a dark secret card. Ooh, that's not good. And there's something special about mystery cards. We haven't seen them yet. Let me get the rule book out and just check on mysteries here. Mysteries. We've got to look for a card that says mystery on it, right? Here, it's going to be back here, I believe. Yeah, mystery effects. Some cards have a special gray text box with the word mystery in it. When one of those cards enters the center line, that's what I thought, so we have to do this. Its mystery game text is automatically triggered, just like fight text in the red box. Mystery text in the gray box has no game effect when the card is drawn into the hand or played. Okay, so we have to do this now. So basically, we take a dark secret card and we acquire it. That means it goes into our discard pile. 1 for Carl, 1 for Katerina, and then we still have to do the rest of our turn. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total strength points. Nothing there he can really do with them in the center line, but he can use 3 of them. Use these 3 to get another 2-point card. I think he's going to make it strength. Why not? And that will end his turn. and he also gained a dark secret. Now we got to draw his hand up again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 exactly. He's got his honor, tactical strike, Lord Hambrook. That's a good one. 3 generic points. His flintlock pistol and his strength of cunning. He might be able to do something pretty good this turn. Let's go back to Katarina. I think she's going to have a whopper of a turn. She's not liking that card very much. But the reason I say she's going to have a whopper of a turn is because we have quite a few cards in her discard pile. She's going to play this first. It does say take a number of random cards from it to shuffle or discard pile and take some random cards. Could be good, could be bad, but we're going to play them. So we play the Dr. Manning, and we roll a d6. Oh, a 6. She got 6 random cards into her hand. So let's, from her discard pile. Dr. Manning really came through. Maybe. We'll see. I'm going to shuffle up her discards real quick. I don't even know if she has a... If she gets that dark secret in here, that's not good. Well, okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's her discard. What did she get? She did get her dark secret, but she also got Franklin. She also got her gear, her dueling saber, and honor, and yeah, she's got a good hand this turn. But the next thing we do have to do is we do have to play her dark secret. And what does she gain? She gains, so actually we don't play it, we destroy it. It goes in the crypt, to which she gains this little secret. Discard any cards from hand that have an investigation value of 2 or higher. That goes in her discard pile for later. And now she's got a massive amount of cards. I want to see if she can defeat the villain. So we're going to use this for strength or spirit. So let's go with strength first. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's enough, right? Wait, no, we don't even need to use him for that. Look, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And remember, we get this effect too. If we defeat the minion or villain, we get to acquire an honor. So there's 5 strength right there. Oops, sorry, I dropped a card. Just a moment. Okay, so we got our 5 strength. Now what we need to do is get 2 spirit. Well, here we go. We can use Franklin for 2 spirit. We could have used the axe and the honor as well. She plays the honor card, which gives her yet another card. Another strength. We didn't need it, but that's okay. So we have our 2 spirit in hand, and we need a cunning. Boom. And with that cunning point, we still have several points left over. And she's going to get to use the effect of the dueling saber, and we get a roll for her Ghost in the Fog card, which could give her another spirit point. It does not. But we're going to defeat the first of our villains. So she has all of these points necessary, 5, 2, and 1. This is, remember, one of the weaker villains to start with. And the fight effect is you may acquire any one ally from the crypt for free. So she defeats the villain. Boom. All those cards that she used go into her discard pile, but she also does get the effect of the dueling saber, which gives her a point of honor. I got to get an honor card out. I will find one. There's one. Okay, so she gets another honor card into her deck. Pretty cool. And then the next thing we do is we search through to finish off defeating this villain. We're going to search through the search and look for allies. So we got an ally here with the militia, Shadowbrook militia, and I think that's the only one. So why not? She's going to take the Shadowbrook militia. Why not? It's worth 2 strength for her, and that still leaves her with some business to attend to. She got 2, 3, 4, 5. So not enough to draw 2 cards, but she might as well use 3 points there. And since she just gained a bunch of strength, I think she'll gain another spirit card, 2-point spirit card, and then these she'll just discard. That was a heck of a turn for her. Now we get to reveal our next villain. Let's see who that is. Uh-oh, the dreaded Scarecrow. So his global effect: anytime an ally is acquired, roll the omen die. On a roll of skull, add the top card of the main deck to the shadows. So I was wondering when that was going to start taking effect, because if you have 10 cards in the shadows, you lose the game. Well, the Creeping Terror didn't really have any way to get shadows into the game, but this guy does. So, and it's anytime an ally is acquired. That means anytime that we pick one up from the center row. not when it comes out onto the table. Anyway, that ends Katarina's turn. We just have to draw her hand up, and I believe she's still got enough cards for that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Carl's feeling kind of low there. He didn't get to defeat that villain. That villain's worth 6 points for Katarina, but she got her tactical strike, specters. Yeah, she got an okay hand. Not the best hand, but she'll be able to do something with it. And now we're going to go on to Carl. I'm going to end it at the end of this turn, and I don't know that now that you get an idea how the game plays and how the villains stack up, that the villain, by the way, the Dark Scarecrow, does require 8 cunning to defeat. Just 8 cunning, but that's pretty powerful. And no fight effect, meaning no other special bonus for defeating the Scarecrow. But Carl's got this right now. He's got a lot of generic points. So I think he's going to try and take down the Gray Stalker or take the Armory. It's okay. The Armory's not as good as I thought it was. I'd rather take the Ghastly Stalker down because it's worth 2 investigation points at the end of the game. So we need 6 strength. So here's 2. 2 strength right here. 5 strength right here. And you know what? Let's first play an honor card, which means I'm going to have to shuffle his deck because he's going to be out of cards. Just a moment. Okay, so here's his draw deck, and he gets 1 more card, which is going to be Intuitive Hunch. That's actually good for this because he needed a spirit in his hand. But anyway, we need to start with strength. We need 6 strength, and I think he's got that covered. Yeah, 2, there's 5, plus his special ability gives him 6. So there's his 6 strength, and now he needs 1 spirit. Boom, there we go. And 1 cunning, and he still has some left over. So he's going to defeat this Ghastly Stalker. Now, the Ghastly Stalker has a strike ability. It doesn't take effect now. It takes effect if we play him on our turn. It says, draw 1 random card from each other hero's discard pile. You may play all of those cards in this turn, then return them to their owner. That goes in his discard pile. He defeated it. What comes out now? Succubus. She's got a strike ability too. She's worth 1 generic resource. And every other hero must discard the top card of their deck. Huh. So penalizes other heroes. Not too bad. But he's still got these in his hand, which represents a couple things. I think what he'll do, well, he could take the town secret. What does that do for him? Let's take a look at that, because he could get it. He's got, yeah, he could easily get it. He could use this for the point of strength, this for the cunning, and this for the honor or the spirit, and get this card. It says destroy a card in your hand or discard pile to gain 1 resource. That's actually pretty good for a lesser card, because destroying some of those generic low-level cards is always useful, and these dark secrets. So he's going to take that one, and that will be his entire hand. And that is where we're going to end it. I'll drop this hand, but anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That ends that, and we're going to end our session for today. I'll just show you his cards. Got his ghosts again. Those ghosts have been pretty good, and he would have gotten his abandoned keep out. Not too bad. But again, I think this gives you a great idea of how the game plays. We're going to end it here. Just 2 episodes and a quick play session. I'm going to move on to some other things, but thanks for watching. And if you have any questions or comments about the game or anything you want to know, just give me a holler, and I'll be happy to respond. So thanks for watching, guys, and take care.